Okay, I think the recording is on, and I think you can see the screen as well. Okay, so see here, fluid pressure at a point. So when we say fluid statics, we need to discuss the fluid which is at rest. The fluid which is at rest. Let's say, for example, the water which is present in the tank. It can be overhead tank, or it can be your sump tank. Okay, what you are doing is usually you are pumping the water from ground level to the overhead level. So the motion we are not considering. When the fluid is moving, we are not considering. We are considering the properties of fluid at rest. That is fluid statics. Fluid statics. So here we are studying about the fluid when the fluid is at rest. Okay, not in motion. If you study when the fluid is in motion, that becomes kinematics. Remember this point. So throughout this topic, we are assuming or we are considering that the fluid is at rest, like the water in a overhead tank. Okay, for that you can just see, already you know some of the things, just we will revise them. Okay, from the point of view of this fluid mechanics, especially with respect to this topic, fluid statics. Okay, consider a small area dA in a large mass of fluid. Okay, see here, there is a large mass of fluid. Imagine that you are thinking about overhead tank water. If the fluid is stationary, okay, fluid is stationary means at rest, then the force exerted by the surrounding fluid on area dA will always be perpendicular to the surface dA. Okay, so that means at any point you take a fluid, okay, a fluid particle, the force acting on the fluid particle will be, what they are telling is, it will be perpendicular, because it will be perpendicular. So it is, you can consider it like a small dot or a small circle. So usually if the force is considered on a bubble or a circle, it will be always perpendicular. It will be always perpendicular. Okay, let dF is the force acting on area dA in the normal direction. Then the ratio of dF by dA is known as the intensity of pressure. dF by dA is known as the intensity of pressure, or simply pressure. Okay, and this ratio is represented by P. Hence, mathematically, the pressure at a point in a fluid at rest is P is equal to dF by dA. So here we are considering force. Which force? The force which is acting normal to the direction, or normal to the fluid particle. Normal to the fluid particle means which is perpendicular to the fluid particle, and this area, imaginary area on which the force is acting perpendicularly. Okay, so let's say if the force F is uniformly distributed over area A, then pressure at any point is given by P is equal to F by A. That is force by area. So we are considering total force and total area. Therefore, force or pressure force is equals to F is equal to P into A. So the equation is rearranged. Okay. Now these are the units. Already you know those things, but still just we'll go through once. The units of pressure are kgf per meter square. This is one of the system of units, which is MKS units. Okay. This is kgf per centimeter square or kgf meter square. Okay. Then in SI unit, it is Newton per meter square. Newton per meter square. Okay. And sometimes we use also Newton per mm square, because in your earlier semester you use Newton per mm square when we are studying about MOM. Okay, but yeah, Newton per meter square is the SI unit, remember. Okay, here Newton per meter square is known as Pascal. Newton per meter square directly can write it Pascal. Okay, and is represented by PA. Okay, other commonly used units of pressure are kilopascal. Kilopascal, here this small k indicates that is the suffix. Okay, sometimes it can be written as megapascal also. Mega is 10 power 6, kilo is 10 power 3. So 10 power 3 or 1000 Newton per meter square. Okay, bar is another unit of pressure where we are considering 10 power 5 Pascal. 10 power 5 Pascal, which can be written as 100 kilopascal. 100 into kilo is 1000. So automatically it gives you 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Okay. So usually when we are discussing about pressure at a point, no, usually the pressure acting on the fluid or imaginary area, okay, the force will be perpendicular to that fluid particle. Okay. So you can assume fluid bubble, and on the fluid bubble all the force is acting from all the direction, correct? Because it is plane, no, force will be acting in all the directions, say x, y, z. So all the direction it is acting, they are mutually, all are acting on that fluid bubble. All the force will be perpendicular. Okay. Then with respect to that pressure at a point, there is a particular law. Which is known as Pascal's law. So I think you've studied this in our earlier semester or in your school level or PUC level, but still we'll try to define it and find out the expression for Pascal's law. Pascal's law means here we are defining pressure intensity at a point on the fluid particle. Okay. Yes. See here, Pascal's law states that the pressure or intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid is equal in all the directions. So the meaning is, let's say in x direction, some force is acting on the fluid particle. The same force, if you consider pressure is acting in x direction px, in y direction it is py, in z direction it is pz. So the meaning of this sentence is, the pressure in x direction is equals to pressure in y direction is equals to pressure in z direction. This is what we have to prove. And this is the meaning of the sentence. Okay. So if I write it, the sentence in the form of equation, it will be pressure in x direction is equals to pressure in y direction is equals to pressure in z direction. This is the meaning of Pascal's law. Pressure at any point in a fluid is equal in all the direction, whether you take it x, y, or z. But when it is true, when the fluid is at rest. Okay, this is applicable only when we are studying about fluid statics, not fluid kinematics. Note down this point. Okay, so imagine this, wherein imagine that this is a force acting on the fluid element. So this is a fluid element what we have considered. The dimensions of the fluid element are, in x direction it is dx, in y direction it is dy, in z direction or in s direction. So in z direction it is written as ds. Is z hai na? So this is z. In the z direction it is taken as ds. Okay. So dx, dy, and ds are the dimensions of the fluid element. Okay. Now you can see that there is AC side. So AC, and there is one more side which is perpendicular, which you cannot see. Correct? There is AC side and there is one more side which is perpendicular. Means if I talk about the face, entire face, if you imagine that there is a okay, let me draw it. So you are seeing it like this, no? There is something which is perpendicular to this. So if you need to imagine this. Okay, so what I'm talking about is this face. ये वाला face है ना, इसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. If I name it with respect to this only, AC. Okay, let's say this is AC. This is A. Okay, and this is C. If I mark this as, say, C dash, and let's this point ये वाला point है ना, अगर हम इसको a dash mark करते हैं, so if I talk about a dash, c dash, c, this phase, what we will do, the dimension of this side and the dimension of this side, okay, if I consider them, I'll get the area of this phase. So the perpendicular, this is the perpendicular side which is not visible. If you view from the front, no, front view is like a triangle. What about this c dash side? We cannot see it. We can only see c, no, we can only see this AC. We cannot see c dash. So c dash can be taken as unit 1 meter, or unit dimension is unity. So this can be assumed. Okay, so we know that this is dx, ये वाला हमारा dx है, ये वाला हमारा dy है, this is our dz. Okay, for dx the other side is 1 meter or unit. Okay, so this is 1. Similarly we have dy आपको ये दिखाई दे रहा है, this you cannot see, no, this you cannot see. Again this is 1 meter, again this is 1 meter. So for this phase, means if you take the dz direction, so actually it is in the derivation it is written as ds. So here also we'll write it as ds. 1 minute, I'll rub it. Just for derivation purpose it is taken as ds. Even you can take it like dz also, no problem, but as it is taken as ds. So this is ds, no, so this side is ds, the perpendicular side, the side which you cannot see, again that can be taken as 1 meter. Okay, so these are the things. So see here, ये वाला है ना, now this is force, actually force acting in x direction. So we have written in terms of pressure, px is the pressure which is acting in x direction into area. So area of this phase, actually it is ay into the side which is perpendicular, which we cannot see, so that we are taking it as 1 meter. Okay, इधर मैंने दिखाया ना, ये वाला a dash, you can see only dy, आपको ये दिखाई दे रहा है, and so you can see this one. How about this one which we cannot see? This is taken as unity. Correct? So in case of dz, no, if it is acting like this, then again this becomes unity. So similarly, see here, px is the pressure into the area. This will give you force acting in x direction. Similarly, this one, py is the pressure acting in y direction into the area. Dx into 1. Dx is this, and the one which you cannot see, that is 1 meter. That is assumed to be 1 meter. Similarly, the force acting in z direction, pz into ds. Ds is this phase, and 1 meter is the other side which is perpendicular, which we cannot see. That is 1. Okay. So here we have shown that x, y, z are the 3 mutually perpendicular directions. So this is the figure of forces acting on the element, on the fluid elements. Okay. So here the force is written in terms of pressure into area in all the direction. Pressure into area, again here pressure in y direction into area, pressure in z direction into area. Okay. Now rest all will be explanation of the same figure. The fluid element is of very small dimensions, dx, dy, ds. Dx, dy and ds. This is the dimension of that fluid element. Consider an arbitrary fluid element of wedge shape. Wedge shape is considered as a general case. Okay. In a fluid mass at rest, as shown in figure 1, let the width of the element perpendicular to the plane of paper is unity. That is what I have shown here. मैंने दिखाया ना, the side which we cannot see, that side we are considering it as unity. जो हमको नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, that we are considering it as unity. The side which we cannot represent in a plane of paper, okay, unity, that we are considering it as unity. And px, py, pz are the pressure or pressure intensity of of pressure acting on the face AB, AC, and BC respectively. So here AB, and this is say face BC and AC. So that is why it is written like this: AB, AC, and BC. Okay, let angle ABC is equals to theta. So here this angle is theta. Angle ABC is theta. You can take this also theta, but again, according to this, the derivation will change. Now we have taken this angle as theta. So here, then forces acting on the element are pressure forces normal to the surface. First. Second one, weight of the element in the vertical direction. So these two will be the forces. Usually weight or mass of the element will be in vertical direction, vertically downwards. Okay. And we have this pressure forces normal to the surface. We know that pressure forces are acting normal to the element, That element is fluid, no? So on the fluid, the forces are acting normally or perpendicularly. So the forces on the faces are first face AB, then AC, then BC. So force on the face AB. So if you take this, so okay, we'll go as per this. Let's say this is the face AB. This is the face AB. Pressure acting will be Px into this area. Px into dy into 1. Okay. Then force on the face AC, Py into dx into 1. Force on the face DC, Pz into ds into 1. This is what we get. Oh, 1 is 1 hai na? This 1. How we are getting? That is like paper. The other dimension of the paper which we cannot see, no, that is considered as 1 meter or unity. So you can see this Px into area of face AB. So area of face AB dy into 1. Then similarly, force on the face AC, Py into the area. That area of the face AC is dx into 1. And similarly, force on the face BC, Pz ds into 1. Okay. So this is dy into 1, which is acting on AB face. This is dx into 1, which is acting on AC face. Then this is ds into 1, which is acting on face BC. Okay. So now weight of the element, we know that it will be acting perpendicularly. Mass of the element into G. Because if I just mention mass, that is like in kg. But usually we are talking about force or weight. So then for that we have to multiply it by G. So mass is equals to volume into density into G. Volume into density into G will be mass. Okay. So what is the volume? Volume of this wedge-shaped element is AB into AC by 2 into 1. 1 is the unit dimension what we have considered. Otherwise it is AB into AC by 2. AB into AC by 2. Okay. So this is like area of triangle, no? Length into height divided by 2. Okay. So that is, it is considered to be a triangle. Then it is area is taken, AB into AC by 2. And the other dimension we have assumed it to be unity. Then this is rho into G. Okay. Where rho is the density of the fluid, that we know it is standard 1000 if it is water. Okay. Resolving the forces in x direction, we have Px. So all the forces we are resolving in x direction. Okay. Only x direction. Remember, only we are considering forces in x direction, not any other direction. So that if I consider Px into dy into 1 minus Pz into ds into 1 sine 90 minus theta. So here we may get a doubt, how come this sine 90 minus theta into coming? So that I'll try to explain with the figure only. So concentrate on this. We have defined this angle to be theta. Okay. So this is one force which is acting in x direction. This already we have written. We already have likha hai, Px into dy into 1. There is one more force which is acting like this. This is one more force which is acting here. But this is not in x direction. So this we are not considering. This force we can resolve. So if I resolve this force, one will be like this. Okay, one will be in x direction, this will be in y direction, correct? So this, which is acting in x direction but opposite to the direction of x. So if I take this as positive x direction, so this will be negative x direction. ये वाला negative x हो जाएगा ना? Okay. So this already we know. This we have to calculate. This we have to calculate. So if I know this force, so already we have defined this. Already we have defined this. What is this force acting? So that is, we'll take it from the figure directly. Pz ds into 1. ये वाला हमारा Pz, okay, and area ds into 1. So this 1, sorry, we can neglect this one, no? Pz into ds. So, but this is actually not in x direction. This is at some angle. Okay. Now this angle is theta. Now how about this angle? This angle is 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree, no? Okay. This angle is 90 degree. So if this angle is 90 degree, how about this angle? 90 minus theta. This angle will be 90 minus theta. Okay. Now this angle is 90 minus theta. Correct? So how about this angle? This angle becomes theta. This angle becomes theta. Now here we have choice. Here we have choice. That either I can take this, if I just extend this, if I complete this, it will look like a rectangle. It perfectly nahi ho raha hai, but this will look like a rectangle. Okay, now I want to take the components. I'm not interested in taking this component. I want only the component in x direction. So I want this component. This component already I know. I want this component. Okay, so Pz into ds is this one. Pz into ds is this one. So if I take this, how do I get this component? If I take say sine theta, sine theta will be opposite upon hypotenuse. Opposite upon hypotenuse. But I will get this side, which is in y direction. I don't want that. So what I should do? I should take cos theta. With this, if I take cos theta, I will get cos theta is equals to, here I cannot write theta, no? So let's I'll write q. Q को ही आप theta समझ लो. Okay. So cos theta is equals to adjacent upon hypotenuse. Adjacent is what side? This. This is what we want. This is what we want. So adjacent upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the this one, which is P, मतलब PZ. PZ. PZ into ds. Okay, I'll use this. PZ into ds into 1. So effectively, this is adjacent is what I want. So adjacent will be Pz into ds into 1 into cos theta, or this is one way. Or I can take directly this one, and I have to take I have to consider this side, which is same as this side, So if I take that, then it will be like sine wala side hai. So this side and this side are same. If I get this side will be equals to this side, which is opposite to this force. Okay, so opposite is what I want. Opposite upon hypotenuse. So hypotenuse to same hai hamara. Opposite upon hypotenuse, which is Pz ds into 1. Pz ds into 1. Okay. So either you can get it with this cos theta, or you can get it with this sine 90 minus theta. Both are same. But here it will be opposite side. Like if you consider sine opposite side, this side, which is same as this side. Okay. Or if you take from theta, you will get this. Okay. This sine 90 minus theta, if I simplify, no, this will be like cos theta. अगर हम sin 90 minus theta consider करेंगे, that is cos theta only. So just if we continue, you'll see here. So see here, px dy into 1 minus pz ds into 1 into this sin 90 minus theta. Sin 90 minus theta is cos theta. Either you can use this one or you can use this one. So that figure is drawn here. So this angle was theta. So this angle becomes theta. This small angle becomes 90 minus theta. Okay. So from the above figure, forces have been resolved in x direction. We have considered only x direction. Other direction forces we have not considered. Okay. So this is the main equation. So after simplifying this sin 90 minus theta, whatever we get, that is cos theta. Okay. So cos theta is dy by ds. Cos theta is dy by ds. Either cos theta is what? Adjacent upon hypotenuse, which is dy ds, dy and ds. Again, if I substitute and simplify further things, we will get. So this simplification dy ds means it will be like ds into cos theta is equals to dy. Okay, dy side is AB, ds side is AC from the figure. So those things, if I simplify, I substitute and simplify. So all these things, sin 90 minus theta is cos theta. Okay, and further if I substitute for cos theta or dy ds, so these things will get cancelled. Dy will get cancelled and ds will get cancelled. So see here. So what we will remaining will be px minus pz. So px will come equals to pz. Px will be equals to pz. Okay, so this is when I consider forces in x direction. This is we get px equal to pz when we consider forces in x direction. Similarly, if I consider forces in y direction, then we will get these components. But as we go on simplifying and substituting, then we will get to know that it will be py is equal to pz. Py is equal to pz. With resolving forces in x direction and substituting, we will get px equal to pz. Again, repeating the same procedure in y direction, considering all the forces acting in y direction, we will get py is equals to pz. We'll get py is equal to pz. So finally, by comparison, it will be px equals to py is equals to pz. This is what we get. And this is the statement what we have made earlier. So the above equation shows that pressure at any point in xyz direction is equal. Since the fluid element was completely arbitrarily, which means that pressure at any point in the is same in all the direction. Pressure at any point is same in all the direction. This is only applicable if the fluid is at rest. Okay. So the entire derivation, it depends on this statement. Okay, that means pressure or intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid is equal in all the direction. That is px is equals to py is equals to pz. That is the meaning. Okay, so here with plain view it is not clear, but this will help you in understanding A1. Okay, yes. I think that's all for today. Again, we'll continue the discussion from tomorrow. Anybody who came late, who wish to give your attendance, you can give. C46, C46, 53, here. 54. Okay, so I think I have noted all the attendances, no problem. We'll stop the session here. Okay, thank you. Don't repeat. If you come late, genuinely, if you come late and you have attended, then only write the attendance. Otherwise, if we track, we'll come to know. 41 Adarsh Patil, 04. Okay, 04 already have written. 41 I had not written. 41 I'll write now. It is C41. C25 I had not written earlier. Now I'll write C25. Then 24. 24 I think I have written earlier. Don't repeat, okay? C30. C30 already I wrote. C48. C48 also I wrote. Okay. And thank you.